Mm.
Now we cannot hear Shivaji. At least I cannot.
Oh,
Yeah, I cannot hear you.
how do we do this?
Now
We can hear you
Yeah, we
now.
can hear you now.
Are you able to hear me?
Yes,
Yeah.
now we
Yeah.
can.
Yes. When you are chanting ohms, we could not hear you, but when you're speaking again, we could hear you.
Oh. Okay, let me just connect the other speaker.
Okay.
See whether this microphone will work.
This is working. This is working.
And now it's good.
Okay, very good. Okay, okay, excellent. Thank you. You know, it's very, very cold. I didn't know that that cold will affect the microphone also. And again. Om. 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 Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavaditamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्. Welcome back. On this auspicious occasion of Lord Rama coming to Ayodhya back in the next 40 hours or so, I thought we'll start with chanting one sloka in glory of Lord Rama. We'll see the meaning, but let's chant. And those who can chant together. Yanmaya vishwamakilam brahmadideva asura yatsatvadamurshaiva bhati sakalam rajau yata he brahma yatpadaplavamekame भवान् बोधे स्थितिशावताम् वन्देऽहं तमशेषकारणपरम् रामाख्यमीशं हरिम्. रामाख्यमीशं हरिम् Vandeham Tamasheshakaranam. I worship Lord Hari, who is known by the name Sri Rama, who is beyond all causes. as we see the meaning, there's a lot of Vedantic meaning also. You can attribute Brahman to Sri Rama also in this. We go deeper into this verse. Enmaya Vashavarti Vishwamakilam Brahmadi Devasura. Lord Rama's Maya holds control to the entire universe, including the creator starting from there down to everybody, including the worst. Itsatva damushaiva bhati sakalam rajyo yata he brahmaha. His presence, Lord's presence, lends a very positive reality. It is the substratum of this world, which is world nothing but appearance. Like rope appears to be a snake. Etpada, that pada is lotus feet. We will use that as a board to cross this ocean of samsara. To him, we bow down. Beautiful sloka. And of course, there are a lot of other slokas also. But I thought at this auspicious occasion, we can start remembering through this sloka and revel. Next 48 hours is so important, so auspicious for all of us. And we're going to meet tomorrow night here and also on Monday evening also here. So those who can come, that'll be great. And before we start the session, Swami Rupanandaji, Puja Swami, he has mentioned that actually starting from now, whenever possible in every class and every session and so on, every meeting, till May 8th, because we are celebrating our Gurudev's 108th Jayanti. He said, start with 11 times chanting of Om Shri Chinmaya Sadgurave Namaha. So let's start that. Om Shri Chinmaya Sadgurave Namaha. 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 Okay, so today we're changing the format. So we'll spend a majority of the time in learning the text, and then of course have the meditation. And suggestion to have the meditation in the beginning, that also we'll try it out. Otherwise, we'll, on those days when we are not having the meditation in the beginning, but we are having the meditation at the end, the beginning maybe 1 or 2 slokas of Bhagwan we can chant. Ideally, Nama Sankirtanam will be good, but it will take too much of time. So maybe we can have just a sloka of glory of Bhagwan and then start that way. That is another option. So the discussion topic, many of you responded. We'll just take a quick summary. Then revise the last session in terms of the text, author, and methodology. Then get into the text. need about 17 to 20 minutes for meditation. So accordingly, I will plan. So the topic is to address what is the problem we are trying to solve. So I thought at this stage, having reflected on various topics, 13 topics before, and also in the previous semester also, in the session also, we had been reflecting on various topics. So it all should culminate and we should know the purpose for which actually we are studying Vedanta. And I thought it's appropriate for that topic. And sure enough, many of you responded. Really appreciate. And some more is coming. Really appreciate in terms of reflecting on this particular topic, very important, and sets the stage for the going forward also. We may not have these kind of reflection topics every week. We'll see how it goes, because a lot of topics what we're going to study in this text itself needs to be reflected every week. So that way, we'll have enough in our plate to reflect on. And of course, exchange, through WhatsApp and so on, reflection on the topics what we're going to study in the text. So, but we'll slowly taper off and again pick it up when it is needed. So appreciate in terms of you sharing, and various perspective came up. Please read this because this is very important. And of course, so each one of you have responded, and also different angles also, what is the problem we are trying to solve? So we'll have to be very clear. As seeker, we'll have to be very clear. Like Uday said, if we're aiming for PhD in Vedanta, then it's a different problem we are trying to solve. Or if we are trying to impress somebody because we know we can quote Upanishad here and there and so on, then we are trying to solve a different problem. But those are all not the problems for which actually as sadhakas, we are studying scriptures. Adyantika dukkha nivarti, paramananda prapti, like Ritaji mentioned. That is the goal. Removing sorrow once for all. And paramananda prapti, permanent happiness. That is the purpose. And Vedanta helps. So that we should have. Liberation is our goal. That we should have. That's why we are all studying and reflecting. Because there could be many other purposes. So I really appreciate in terms of sharing, and also what the impact it will be, because by you reflecting that, it really shows that, hey, you are on the right track, and also what are the wrong tracks you would to avoid, and hence the benefit what you are expecting it from it. So that's very good. Just to taper off before we get into the reflective topics related to the text, before that picks up, I thought I'll give you one more topic for this coming week. This is also another interesting topic. In one of the recent discourses by Guruji, he made this statement. And I would like us to reflect on it. True remembrance of God is abidance in Brahman. True remembrance of God is abidance in Satchidananda. Very nice statement. So it will help us to clarify a lot of ideas in us as we reflect. So please do reflect and share. So with that, between these two options, we'll go with this option, option 2. And as I said, meditation whether in the beginning or no, we'll try both. And wherever meditation is at the end, we'll start with the sloka in glory of Bhagwan. That way mind also settles. Okay, so last week we got into introduction to the author and the text and the methodology. So author, we said Lakshmidhara Kavi, mostly 17th century, is debatable because he is supposed to be nephew of Vidyaranya Swamiji also. So that it may be 14th century or anywhere between that. And he has, to his credit, has got three very nice texts: Advaita Makaranda, Bhagwan Nama Kaumudi, and Amrita Tarangani. Amrita Tarangani is the commentary on Bhagavatam. So you can see how he is both on the Bhakti side as well as on the Vedanta side, so deep. So that is about the author. Then we saw the text that it is focuses on, it's a Prakarana Grantha, and it's an advanced Prakarana Grantha. And in that also it comes in the category of reflection, for reflection. Shravanam, it assumes that, it is, Shravanam is done when we enter into this text. So all the Pramana Sambhavana, that is, we learned from the Shravanam what the scripture says. Our doubt is actually on the thing what we heard through Shravanam and what the idea we have, there is a conflict. And that conflict has to be resolved by reflection. Premeya Sambhavana has to be removed. How can I be Brahman? It says, you are Brahman. That's what Shravanam says, Shruti says. Then how can I be Brahman? Because that conflicts with my idea about myself. So that's where we saw an example also last time about Ram Narayanan. He's here today. So we saw that example. So how can I be Brahman? That conflict, that's the focus. So very, very, very important, because that's where we get stuck, And once this stage is cleared, then Nididhyasanam, we can assert. But this is the stage where we have the reflection, especially when it comes to something to do with ourselves. Oh, Brahman is this, Brahman, Satchidananda, and all that we are able to accept. Okay, oh, Brahman is Satchidananda, okay. But you are Brahman. When it comes to that, when it comes to us, then there is a problem, the conflict. That's what we are trying to accept. The Viparita Bhavana is actually addressing Nididhyas. We saw this. Then we entered into Mangalacharanam. Mangalacharanam, as we know, it's got a lot of purpose behind it. And we have studied the purpose of Mangalacharanam, of course, in terms of invoking the auspiciousness so that, the obstacles are removed. And also the whatever is the work that is actually, completed without obstacles, and also spread. And those who read actually are also benefited, etc., etc. Here, like many of the Mangalacharanam, author has packed a lot of information. So we'll see that also, because that's also of interest. Is packed what is the subject, and of course, paying reverence to Guru and Ishtadevata. What is the subject? Who is actually the eligible person to read this? And all these things actually, he has packed. Let us see. We can chant together, because last time we repeated. Kataksha Kirana Chanta Naman Mohabdaye Namaha Anantananda Krishnaya Jagan Mangalamurtaye. I've quoted it so that we can relate to the meaning. Sorry about my throat. So, Namaha, our salutations. To whom? Ananta Ananda Krishnaya. To Lord Krishna, who is infinite bliss. Now, as we saw last session, Guru name for Lakshmidhara Kavi is Anantananta. Anantananta Giri. That is the name of Guru of Ravi, Lakshmidhara Kavi. So he has packed in such a way, he has chosen these words. And in one word, Anantananda Krishnaya, he is paying a reverence to his Guru, Anantananda. And also is to Ishta Devata Krishna. That's one meaning. So he has taken care of paying prostrations to both Guru as well as Lord Krishna. And of course, he is actually putting them all in one pedestal. Guru is equivalent to Bhagwan. That's another commentator's explanation. Then Ananta Ananda. If you look at that, Ananta is infinite. So Ananta Surupa is normally it goes with Brahman because it's infinite, all pervading, Ananta. Ananda Surupa is actually goes with Atma. So Ananta Ananda, when we put together, Atma and Brahma Aikyam also is revealed. Deva Brahma Aikyam also is revealed. So that's the ultimate teaching also. And Krishna here is not just referring to Lord Krishna here with who is in the form of Devaki's son and so on. When we read the entire word together, Ananta Ananda Krishna, that Krishna who is actually infinite bliss, he is Brahman. He is that supreme Paramatma. He is, to that Krishna he is born down. So like that, is packed so many, and of course it goes on, there are so many very interesting reading on this, but I just gave you some sample. So salutations to that Ananta Krishna. And also he is expanding on some more attributes to that Anantananda Krishnaya. Jagan Mangalamukte. Because his infinite bliss, he is actually auspicious for the entire universe. That Krishna Paramatma is glorifying. Jagan Mangala Murtaye. And he's not stopping there. There, that first line, the compound word, very interesting word. This is where all his poetic skills come into it, because he's a Kavi, Lakshmidhara Kavi. So all his poetic skill comes in. Kataksha Kirana Santa Naman Moha Praye. One word. There also he has packed so much of meaning with the poetry. Kataksha. Kataksha is, the glance. But the glance of that Lord, Krishna Paramatma. The rays coming from that glance. Kiranam. Janta. That, Janta is actually, drying up. when we do achamaniyam, we just put a drop of water and we don't drink it, nor we suck it, nor we lick it. We just suck it because just a drop. It's supposed to be a drop of water, like just to cover a grain, like that. Then we just suck it. So that achamaniyam. So here, through his poetic, is explaining that through the side glance of Bhagwan, Paramatma, the entire ocean, moha abdahe, the entire ocean of samsara, that is dried up, that is sucked in. For Paramatma, this ocean of samsara is like a drop, like in Achamanam, we suck it. Like that, Paramatma's glance, side glance, can be sucked the entire ocean of samsara. For whom? Only for the devotees, not for everybody else. Naman moha apte, namatam janana. Those who are devoted, those who are committed to this path, those people samsara, he eliminates, takes it out. So all these things are packed in this beautiful, and our Guruji, in his commentary, why the samsara is referred to as ocean. It gives a beautiful explanation. You can read it later. It is in the last but one paragraph of the last page of this particular sloka. Where the ocean comparison is actually to samsara, the various challenges what we have in ocean and similar to in samsara and all that he explains. Beautiful way of putting it. Now, the other thing is the Naman Moha, the devotees. Now, devotees have special grace. Of course, everybody has got equal grace. Bhagwan's grace is equivalent to everybody. But depends upon how we tap it. Whoever taps it, they will get benefit, of course. But we'll have to put our effort to actually tap it. Ishvara Kripa is there. But we need Guru Kripa. Then we need Shruti Kripa also. Because, when Shruti also, when we read, we should be able to understand. Shruti should be able to reveal to us. Right? But not to all people it will reveal correctly or clearly. So Shruti Kripa also is needed. So Bhagwan's Kripa, Ishvara Kripa, Guru Kripa is needed, Shruti Kripa is needed, and those three alone is not enough. Atma Kripa also is needed. Then only we can actually benefit and pursue this. That is the kind of seeker what he is addressing here, when Namatam Charana. That kind of devotee who is actually tapped Ishvara Kripa, went to a Guru and then prostrated and then ready to learn from Guru. And Guru is also willing to teach him. Here. And then, of course, Shruti also is ready to reveal. And he is also having that Atma Kripa, that drive, the self-effort to do this. So all this information is packed in this one verse. Of course, some more is there, but I thought it's... so each one of these Mangalacharanam by itself, will reveal these aspects and also tells the depth in which actually the subsequent slokas in that text is going to come up. So that's why I thought, okay, it's very interesting to go into these details. Now, with this, let's enter into the text. Yes. Sure, sure. I did want to say that. Okay, I'll do that next class. You're right. There is Anubandha Sadhushaya built in this. We saw Vishaya, we saw the qualification Adhikari, and we saw the Prayojanam also. So, but we'll elaborate that. Sure. There are a lot of interesting angles. Salutations to Lord Krishna, who is Paramatma, whose form is actually auspicious to the whole world, and who, by mere ray of his glance, dries up the ocean of delusion, those who surrender to him. With that, let's enter into this interesting set of slokas. The first one itself will give a jolt. Now, repeat after me. Ahamasmi sada bhami kada chinnahamapriyaha brahmaivahamadas-siddham Satchidananda-lakshanam. Together. Ahamasmi sada bhami kada chinnahamapriyaha brahmaivahamadas-siddham Satchidananda-lakshanam. His first line is, I am this, this, this. And hence, second line, I am Brahman. But we'll be spending a couple of classes on this, and just to set the stage so that we'll be able to fully understand. Brahmasmi, we'll first see the meaning at a high level. Then we're going to build some logic behind it and then revisit the sloka again. Ahamasmi sadabhami. Aham asmi. Aham asmi. I exist. Am I there? Yes, I am. I can't say I'm not there. Can I say I'm not there? Are you there? You are there. You cannot say, oh, no, I'm not there. So I exist. Aham asmi. When? Not just now. Sada aham asmi. I'm always there. I was there yesterday, today, and tomorrow also. I will be there. What about in the when I'm dreaming? I'm there. Whatever I'm in deep sleep, I'm there. And so on. We let pause. Serious. So I exist. And Sada I exist. Always. And I am Bhami. I shine. I illumine. I know this. I know this. I know this. I illumine. I shine. All the time. Kadachinnaha priya. Never I am unlovable to myself. I always love myself. In fact, I love myself the most. And we saw that in some other context also. I love everything else because I love myself the most. Think about that. Anything you love because it gives you ananda. And because you love yourself, you love others also, whether it's object or people or situations. And I never fail in terms of loving myself. So I'm Ananda always because I love myself all the time. I love myself the most. So he's using these three logic and says in the third quarter, therefore, Siddham, it is established, Brahma eva. I'm also Brahman. Because I exist, I shine, and I love myself the most. Because of that, I am Brahman. Because Brahman also is same. Brahman is Sachidananda Lakshanam. His Lakshanam also is Brahma. Brahma's Lakshanam also is Sachidananda. And my Lakshanam also is Sachidananda. Hence, I am Brahman. When the Lakshana of two things, even though they are seemingly different, if the Lakshana of two things is same, then they should be same. Those two things should be the same. Let's dwell on that. When Lakshana of X and Y, even though X and Y seems to be different, X and Y will be the same if their Lakshanas are same. Example, those who know about our Brahmacharini there in Atlanta Center. Oh, I knew her as Deepavali. Her name was Deepavali before. Now I see Brahmacharini Jyotiji, same as that Deepavali. Lakshanas are same, so the person should be the same. Like that is building up the example. Now a lot of questions come, of course. Please reflect on it. What we're going to do is we're going to use this logic, the steps. There's a name for the steps which I'll explain. And and we're going to use these steps and map his argument from sloka number 1 onwards. We're going to map that into these steps and then go deeper and understand. Right? Now let's spend a couple of minutes on this logic that it just registers in you. Then of course we will come back and then revisit the sloka and map it. Next, as I said, at least next one session we'll be spending on this sloka and this, or even more also. Pratigna, I propose to make a statement. I'll give an example. Then the reason for my proposal. Then invariable concomitancy is another word, which is actually basically says they both go together always. We'll see an example. And illustration for that, and explanation, and then conclusion. Those are the steps that is suggested, and there's a name. Now, let's go through the steps with one familiar example. Then later on, you digest that for this week. And then we'll come back and then map it to the sloka. Proposition. Fire in mountain or fire in polo field or whatever. Fire in mountain. That's a proposition. Pratigna. Why am I saying that? The reason? Because I see the smoke. Hetu. I see the smoke, so I make that proposition fire in the mountain. And what is the thing what I am using, which always go together? Two things go together. That is vyapti. Invariable concomitance is called, or constant conjunction is called. Simply put, they both go together, always. What are the two things that go together in this particular example? Smoke and fire. I see the smoke, so there must be fire going with that. That is vyapti. And wherever, what is the example? Example is, I saw that in the campfire. For example, in campfire, the fire was lit, firewood and all was put, and smoke was coming. So that's an example. And the Shanta will explain that example. Similar to the smoke coming from the fire in the campfire, here also smoke is coming. And hence my conclusion, Nigamana, is that since the smoke is seen from that mountain, from that particular place, there must be fire. Okay, so that's the logic what we're going to use. Now we're going to map this with respect to the sloka, I am Brahman. The proposition will be, I am Brahman. And then Hetu. And then corresponding Vyapti. Then we're going to see what's the example and how we're going to explain the example. And then continue. Okay. So keep that in mind. I'll share this. I think I shared this before, but I'll share this, so reflect on it, and then we can take it up from next class. You had a question, Sharanya?
Oh, that's Val.
Okay. So with that, let's enter into, as I said, actually, we'll have a question answers. Please note down the questions and all that. We will have a question answer session periodically, so that, maybe at the end of the first sloka, we'll have the question answer session. But please do have the question, and also post the question also in the WhatsApp group if you can, because writing the question and then putting it on paper, it really helps to clarify yourself also. And others also can reflect, right? But don't respond, others don't respond in the WhatsApp for the questions. Okay. If you want to talk one-on-one, that's fine, because otherwise it'll become many to many. Right? So, but let's take up all the questions in the question answer, and then we'll. So with that, let's enter into meditation, and 3 slokas, Lakshmi will chat. You can go ahead, Lakshmi.
Hari Om.
Yeah.
भ्रान्तिकल्पितजगत्कलाश्रयम् स्वाश्रयं च सदसद्विलक्षणम् निष्कलं निरुपमानवधियद् ब्रह्मतत्त्वमसि भावयात्मनि जन्मवृद्धिपरिणत्यपक्षया व्याधिनाशनविहीनमव्ययम् विश्वसृष्ट्यवविघातकारणम् ब्रह्मतत्त्वमसि भावयात्मनि अस्तभेदमनपास्तलक्षणम् निस्तरङ्गजलराशिनिश्चलम् नित्यमुक्तमविभक्तमूर्ति यद् ब्रह्मतत्त्वमसि भावयात्मनि ब्रह्मतत्त्वमसि भावयात्मनि